Your guardian angels whisper today that someone close to you is facing challenges, weighed down by doubts, unsure of the choices they've made, and hurting over the loss of a once-cherished connection. The angels are not condemning but questioning why such a special bond was not preserved, why a love that once felt eternal was allowed to slip away. Their message is one of reflection, not regret, urging you to remember the love that once defined your soul's journey. Backhand index pointing right. Share this message if you feel guided by it. There was a time when this bond was everything. A radiant force that made your hearts beat in unison, where presence alone was enough to sustain you both. It was a connection of passion and sincerity so rare that it seemed to rise above ordinary human experiences, almost as if the universe itself had carved out space for it. This was not an illusion, it was divine alignment. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe for more angelic guidance. The chemistry between you was undeniable, an energy that others could sense without explanation. Friends and acquaintances alike could see the depth of your devotion, recognizing it as something pure and uncommon. It was not simply a relationship. It was a beacon of hope that love this profound still exists in a world often marked by surface-level attachments. Backhand index pointing right. Comment below if this resonates with your heart. Together, you resembled Venus and Mars, complementary, harmonious, and illuminating one another's best qualities. The glow you radiated was more than physical. It reached into the unseen, touching the hearts of those around you. This love became a silent testimony that such unity is possible when two souls are aligned. Backhand index pointing right. Share this message to spread hope. Even in today's age, where many connections are shallow, your union stood apart as both passionate and profoundly spiritual. The roots of this love reached into the deepest corners of your being, nourishing not just the heart but the soul itself. It was more than romance. It was a spiritual contract. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe if you believe in soul-deep love. This love was a refuge and a pillar of strength. It inspired others, taught lessons, and created a legacy of what love could be. Even after its end, its memory lingers because bonds like these cannot be erased. They live in the spirit and echo through eternity. Backhand index pointing right. Comment if you've ever felt a connection that never fades. Still, despite the beauty and the intensity, there came a time when separation was necessary. The decision was painful but conscious, made not out of neglect but out of the complexity of life's circumstances. The angels remind you that even endings can carry divine purpose. Backhand index pointing right. Share if you believe God works through every season. Now someone who once stood at the center of your life watches you from afar, still carrying questions about why contact was lost. They see your resilience, your rise from pain into strength, and it inspires them more than you realize. They wonder if what was lost might one day find its way back. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to stay connected with messages like this. Even as years pass, the memory of this person continues to surface in your thoughts, and even in your dreams. The emotions tied to those memories are powerful, reminding you of what once was and stirring questions about whether such a love can ever truly vanish. Angels remind you, genuine love does not disappear, it only transforms. Backhand index pointing right. Comment below if you've ever felt that truth. This person still sees you with extraordinary clarity, holding you as the embodiment of loyalty and rare magic. They carry your presence in their heart like a sacred treasure, untouched by time or distance. To them, you remain unforgettable. Backhand index pointing right. Share this message to remind someone they're cherished. Though you may have moved forward and built new bonds, the angels stress that the past connection transcends ordinary boundaries. It remains alive in spirit, like a thread woven through your soul's tapestry, never severed by circumstance. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe for daily spiritual encouragement. The complexity of your present life does not erase the truth of what you once shared. It is not infidelity or dishonor to acknowledge this. It is integrity to admit that some bonds are eternal. The angels reassure you that recognizing this truth honors both your past and your present. Backhand index pointing right. Comment if you feel certain connections never fade. You both carry this connection subtly into your lives, mentioning each other in conversation, recalling shared moments, and acknowledging silently that what you had was rare. The angels call this a cosmic connection, a bond not bound by time or space. Backhand index pointing right. Share if you believe in divine soul connections. Such rare bonds often point to a higher purpose. Perhaps the reason your paths cross was not only for love, but for something greater. A mission, a calling, or a contribution to the world that only you two together could manifest. The angels urge you to stay open to this possibility. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe if you're open to divine purpose. Finally, the angels remind you that you are never alone in this journey. You are divinely protected, deeply loved, and guided toward peace. Whether your paths reunite or continue separately, this connection remains a blessing, one that uplifts, inspires, and transforms. Backhand index pointing right. Share this message to spread love and light.